We're going to talk about cables, cords, and plugs. They get a bunch of names, and it used to be that one meant one thing and one meant the other, but so many of them have come between. Remember, there's extra pencils and pens over there in the unloved pile.
I took her pencil.
That was mean of you.
So quirky.
So, not all cables are created the same. In addition, think about this. There are some old systems. There's some old systems like plotters, where they buy a plotter, and they've got plotters that will make billboards, right? If you had a billboard plotter, and it still worked, and it had an odd cable to hook up, would you just reprogram your computer to make it work, or would you spend a couple of mil to buy a new plotter? You just reprogram. So a lot of times, I did get rid of most of my really archaic cables, but I kept a few around, and we're going to actually do some identification today of some fairly common cables. Cables, what are they for? They're for transferring data and transferring power. So they move data and power throughout the computer and its component devices.
Wait, they transfer data and what?
Data and power. And a cable itself is not a device. Does that make sense? A cable is not an input device, it's not an output device, it doesn't do computations, it just transfers power.
It's a cable.
It's a cable, that's it. A lot of people give it more justification and say it's something else. It's just a cable. What are the two primary types of cable?
HDMI?
You're actually way more specific now.
Okay,
Thick.
well, plug-in. Like a 110 outlet, I guess?
Okay, that's power.
Well, that's
The two most common types are power and data.
Oh, well,
Power and data. They either move power, they move data, or like USB, they do both. So the two primary types of cable are power and data cables. That's pretty much what they do. And I've got some cables, and the reason I've got this is so Mattis can help me. There's a link on the bottom of your page. And I want you to open the cables2go.com link. I put a bunch on this one. Because half the time, if you get computers, half the time is trying to find the right cables that'll actually work for it. This is one of the better guides I've ever found. So I've kept it around. So that is that middle one, that's that C2G. And it'll help us identify cables. So I have cable, and this is cable number 1. Cable number 1. Now, for Madison, you're just going to have to hope you get it right. And I hope you get it right too. So this is cable 1. This is actually an internal cable. It's used for transferring power. Now, I'm going to pass these out in a moment. I'm going to tell you how to get to it. But I have to show her because she's online. Cable number 2. Cable number 2 is probably the easiest one out there. This is cable number 2. That one's probably the easiest cable out there to figure out. Cable number 3. And really about the cables, it's about connection. You can just keep it. Yeah, in a moment you guys will pass them around. Cable number 4. Where are you, number 4? Cable number 4. Sorry. Cable number 4. Cable number 5. Almost everyone in this room knows what this is. They just call it the wrong thing.
no, here's the name. Okay, good. I know what cable number 2 is.
Oh my god, I just had a heart attack.
Cable number 6. That's 7. There's 6. Cable number 6. Here you go. Ethan. Cable number 6 for you. Cable number 7. This is cable number 7.
Do you do this for everyone on Lego Pro?
So cable number 8. Who doesn't have a cable? I have a cable. And lastly, my friend, cable number 9. Cable number 9. So here's what you're going to be doing today. I have 9 cables. You're going to identify them. So let's start with, who's got cable number 1?
Here we go.
So cable number 1, let's look at the ends. This website kind of lets you look at the ends. So look at the ends of your cable number 1 and tell me roughly what do you think it looks like.
How do we get to that?
Wow.
He asked, have you gotten this website?
No.
Okay, that's what you were supposed to do.
Yeah.
Oh,
on
the
there.
cables to go?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, scroll down.
I've scrolled down.
I scrolled
Oh my god, do you really have to copy it?
Cable management.
Did you guys type the link or did you type cables to go?
Yeah, tables.
Did you type the link or did you type cables to go?
Hold on. Tables to go.
Type the link.
I'm sorry,
It's also, you also have the paper or the electronic copy in Classroom, so you could just cut and paste if you want to.
It's too late, mister.
What if mine doesn't? Oh, you can go down.
Probably the worst day you'll have computer-wise is have a great computer part, but not the cable
It
for
says
it.
this site can't be reached.
Just go to Google Classroom. And
Go to
copy.
Google
Yes,
Classroom.
ma'am.
Are you there yet?
I'm recording.
Hey, friend, stop.
Okay, so right now they're going to the site. I show you again cable number 1. It kind of has enclosed. You'll see it's kind of weird with a little drop. It's a straight line with a drop L.
Okay,
Connection?
how do you...
Copy and paste.
So look at your cable, unless you don't have a cable. Look at your cable and get a general idea. Some of these, like audio, somebody out here has an obvious audio cable, but it doesn't show up, so it's audio. Where'd you go there?
Internal.
Internal. It looked just like that, didn't it?
There you go.
So go internal and find the cable what it is. When you write down what it is, remember to write both sides. You do not stereo. Remember you write down both sides.
What if they're the same side? Can we just run it one?
Yes. Mail to mail.
If you give me 1 second.
Oh,
This is
wait.
a...
Oh,
Then I messed up.
it's fine, because they're still out here. You can fix them.
Because I was just writing.
No, that one only has. That's it. Same thing. That's it. They don't. That's described the cable. And then those two are in the description.
Will it be like that on all of them? Internal.
Some of them, huh?
What if you can't find it?
Now,
You have
that
to look
one
it
is a
up.
proprietary. What phone does that fit into? Good. Find out what the iPhone cable is. You have to go somewhere else.
USB-C. No, it's not USB-C.
They have another name for it. And it's not. And the minute you see it, you're going to be annoyed because you know what it is.
Wait, what? Hey, when I just went in.
I hope that helped. Do the best you can. We'll see when you get back.
Yeah.
Love the outro, Mr. Willie. You should be a YouTuber.